The energy depot is the best drop in this game, guys. Yo, what is poppin', people of the internet? This is Live from Vegas, reporting live on the Apex Legends Season 7 Olympus Points of Interest tier list. It's gonna be a good one. I'm gonna break down each spot, how hot it is, what the loot's like, where's best to land for ranked and normal. I've already recorded 2 other tier list videos for Apex, the weapons and the characters, so look for the link in the description for a playlist on all 3 videos. But let's jump right into it. One of my favorite places to land right now is dead in the center of the map at the Hammond Labs. It is kind of a hot drop and the loot is alright, but the rotations that you're able to make from the middle of the map are very key, especially to this little upper point right here. You guys know what I'm talking about, the high ground. There's gold weapons there, and it's just always popping around this area. People are jumping out the portal. It's just the dead center. They're gonna rotate in. This is a great place to land if you feel like you're getting caught up in bad spots. Like, just land in the dead center of the map. It'll make your life easy. So Hammond Labs is very great for me. Before I order these, let's see what else we got. Another high tier place is Elysium, underrated, and I just gotta throw in the Oasis as my second favorite. The Oasis is fire. Again, high tier loot here in the underneath part. If you don't know, there's pretty much gold weapons, gold items everywhere in the basement of the Oasis. So go ahead and check out that spot. It's also a very good area to fight, lots of cover, lots of loot. So usually a couple squads land there and you can just duke it out and chill, and a vehicle spawns here. So Oasis is a really good drop right now in rank 2 if you just want to get some gold items and get a car, but you will be contested. But in rank, that's not a problem. Gets you some points. And Elysium is another area that drops guaranteed golds. Pretty much put all the S tier places as a place where you can get golds. And Elysium is just right on the edge of the map, so it's a really good place to land. It's right next to the hydroponics area. You can get some good rotations out of there, and you'll be left alone most of the time, unless it's the first thing on drop. So definitely check out Elysium if you haven't dropped here yet. It's a pretty good spot. Definitely S tier. And the last S tier spot for me, actually above Elysium, and actually above Hammond, I'm going to reorder this here. The best spot to drop right now, in my opinion, I don't know how I missed it, is the energy depot. The energy depot is the best drop in this game, guys. And I'll tell you why. Again, because of the rotations. It's less contested than Hammond Labs, but it's right next to Hammond Labs and right next to the Rift, which are like the 2 most lit places on the map. So from Energy Depot, you can land to get all your loot. It has a lot more loot than the labs, and then you can rotate wherever you want. Energy Depot just gives you huge freedom and pretty solid loot. There's also a jump tower nearby, and it cuts through the middle of the mountains, so you can stay low key. I just love everything about Energy Depot, and it is definitely the best place to land right now in both ranked and normal. That's just a Predator's advice. Land energy, loot up, rotate. It's usually uncontested. In all the fights that I've had here, I feel like I've won them all, so energy is number 1. Let's jump down to the A category. So this is what my A category is looking like. I'm gonna put Power Grid at number 1 of the A. The Power Grid is a really good spot to land that's decently low-key, and the loot is okay. I mean, the loot isn't actually crazy, it's pretty alright, but it's, as you can see here, quick rotate from the Rift, or if you go the other way, into the docks. So for me, if you haven't figured it out, the Predator strategy is to land uncontested, get a lot of loot, and then rotate straight into a hot area. I know a lot of people think that Preds just drop in hot areas all the time. That's not true. We actually drop right next to the hot area and then rotate in. Way smarter position. We want to loot up. We want to get our guns and R9s so that we can come over and shred you while you're fighting a whole team since the drop. Real easy. So Power Grid, eat up this spot. Also has a Trident spawn, so another good spot. A vehicle is a plus, and the rotations are great. So Power Grid, top tier. The Rift is like the new Skull Town. If you guys don't know, the Rift is actually crazy. There's so many freaking people in there all the time. I swear it's the most fighting on the entire map. for a good reason because of the portal in the middle. Everyone's just jumping through. And the loot here is actually pretty great, and it can house up to 2 or 3 squads. Even more than that, if you've had final circles there, you probably know. But man, this area is huge. Like I said, the new Skull Town, and I actually quite enjoy it. So I'm just going to throw it up as a middle A category. Definitely land Rift, and definitely land there in pubs if you're trying to get some kills. In ranked, maybe. You can still land in the Rift, you know, if you think it's going to be kind of dry. Next up, Estates. Estates is like the second most poppin' area on this map. If you land Estates, you're gonna get some smoke. I put these areas in because I'm trying to get some smoke. I'm all about hunting down people in Apex, stomping, so Estates is obvious for us. Good spot, the loot's not bad, and just the rotations are key. You can get anywhere you want from here, so pretty sure everybody's loving Estates right now, and that's just a popular jump. Sometimes uncontested, it just depends on the flight path. Next up we got Docks. Now Docks is fire. Docks, usually no one ever goes here. This is pretty much if I feel like I just want to take a win or if I want to get strongly looted. Docks has the most loot in the game, just stand by me on that one. Docks is actually crazy with the loot. It's totally worth dropping there in ranked. Probably the best rank drop just to stay safe and get booted up. And I think there's a Trident there as well. So Docks is just a really, really good spot overall. Tons of places to fight as well. With verticality and zip lines, it's a good spot. Let me load up the next tier here. Some of my favorite places, and I'm leaving though. Let's see. I really like the Orbital Cannon and the Garden. We'll go Bonsai. Let's spread them out. Let's spread them out. I feel like I'm keeping them too tight. So the B category, we're gonna roll with the #1 being Orbital Cannon. Orbital Cannon's a nice drop, pretty much uncontested all the time. Nobody's ever there. You can get good loot, and then yeah, vehicle spawns here as well. So all my top tier places are where all the vehicles are besides the states, pretty much. And Orbital Cannon's awesome. Just land there in ranked if you're trying to get some good spots. You can rotate down towards the tip, and then you can rotate over here to Gardens, which is the next spot. Gardens is just a B tier area to me. I like Gardens, and it's got good loot for sure. Definitely got some great loot in Gardens, but I just don't really like fighting there, and its position is kind of awkward to me. So I don't really think Gardens is that great. There's no Trident there either, so Gardens is just a good B tier area where you can get some great loot, but not necessarily the most fire drop. Bonsai Plaza. Bonsai is just nuts, man. I love the verticality of this, and I love fighting here. And I usually try to avoid it on ranked unless I know it's going to be clear or just have one team. But yeah, Bonsai's tight. It's a pretty good area where there's tons of loot. This is where you could just post up for like a quarter of the game, get a few kills, and then just go and finish it off towards the end. So definitely land Bonsai. Good B tier area. I like it. Loving this map so far overall, by the way. Let's get into some next areas. I'm just going to throw on a few. Carrier is definitely a D. Grow Towers could be a B, but, you know, we're going to keep things nice. We're going to go low-key. We'll do it like this. We'll do it like this. This is how I'm feeling. So, to finish up with C, Grow Towers is a great place to land. Honestly, I should have put Grow Towers in B, but we're rolling with this video live, so we're putting it C for now. But Grow Towers is great. There's actually great rotations out of here. Like, this could easily be like an A drop. Good rotos, really, really good loot. It's just kind of a strange place to fight, so maybe it does belong in C, because there's a lot of open area between those towers, and yeah, it is just kind of awkward now that I think about it with that high ground over to the right here with the Gardens rotation, but Grow Towers is pretty nice. So that's definitely a C or a B, and you should land there on ranked if you're just feeling it. Like, that's a good spot where nobody's ever going to go. If you're just looking for a freezer, this is like the same as Docks. Good loot, pretty cold. Next up we got Turbine, the dead center of the map. I like Turbine. But, you know, it's just a C for me. It's not as good as Estates or the Labs or the Energy. Like, Energy just takes the cake. Energy is just way better than Turbine. So if you're going to land mid-map, land some of these other spots. Turbine's alright. I don't know why I dislike Turbine, and it's not necessarily that I do. I mean, I love this entire map, but it's definitely a C just compared to these other spots. It's just, by default, it's lowered down. It's not like Turbine's bad. You could definitely land there and get some great rotos and get some good loot as well. Sneak up through the mountain, get some smoke. Yeah, Turbine's alright. D category, I'm gonna have to go with Hydro. While this area is aesthetically pleasing for sure, there's just absolutely no cover. It's so wide open, and it's just in the really weird spot of the map. So, for being such a main large point of interest with such huge loot, they shouldn't have it off to the corner. It just doesn't belong in the corner, and I don't know. I like Hydro, like I said, the looks, but there's just no cover there, man. But there's tons of loot, so it's definitely not the worst, but it's just kind of a weird spot to land, you know? Just pull that card when you're in kind of a sticky landing. Next up, we got Solar. Solar is just in a really weird spot. That's why I don't like this one. And it seems to only spawn sniper stuff. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but this middle actual solar part only spawns sniper loot. I swear to God, like hundreds of rounds of sniper and nothing else. So the loot here is kind of poop. And it's just in a really, really weird area. You can't get any rotos. It's blocked by the phase runner. There's no vehicles here, so I don't know. This area is just a L in my opinion. Do not go to the solar array unless you're really trying to bust some sort of specific mission. Yeah, solar array ain't it, chief. But what really ain't it is right here in the E category, Carrier. I don't think I've ever landed here, maybe once, and then I was like, oh, the loot is pretty bad and the rotos are pretty bad. So guys, Carrier is the only bad spot on all of Olympus. Your Carrier and Solar are like the only two bad spots. Like, honestly, this is kind of how this looks. The rest of these spots, you're good to go. These are all beautiful locations with tons of loot and vehicles. And then these two spots are the ones you want to avoid, man. There's just no rotations, no loot, no vehicles. There's nothing for you here. Stay away from the Carrier. Just go to docks. Stay away from Solar. And yeah, guys, I wanted to keep this one a little bit shorter. These tier list videos can get long with the explanations. Again, links down to the other 2 tier list videos for this season in the description. Drop a comment below on where you guys like landing. I'd love to hear your opinions, where you guys are going. I know there's no unnamed locations on here, and the unnamed locations got some heat in this map. There's so many unmarked areas with just tons of loot, so please drop a comment, let me know. This has been Live from Vegas, and I'll see every one of you online. Peace.